Walking to our spot, Josh informed me he's getting a lot of looks.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Walking out in my normal surf attire.
Oh my gosh, he's on it.
Oh wow, I thought he nosedived. Ah, there we go. I'm still peeing.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, bit of a rocky start there. One of these days, I'm going to be able to walk into the studio and everything's just going to be working. Just going to be working right off the bat. I hit go live on the streaming program, and it said to me, "Are you sure you want this computer to operate this performance?" or something to that effect. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I would like the computer to work." Oh boy, like, what was it last Wednesday? I was red the whole week, and then last night I was informed that I was out of screen on this side view camera. So there's always something exciting going on. In fact, I'm not even entirely sure if I'm 100% live at the moment. I suppose I can log into my phone, YouTube, and see if indeed I am. I certainly hope so. Hope you guys are going to join me, even though I'm a little bit early tonight. It is the Blind Surfer Show. Oop. There we go. You, me, and maybe a banana. That's the name of the show. Let's see. Hey, yep, there we go. That's me right there on a little mini delay. All right. So, yeah, I surprised everybody, including myself, by going a little bit early tonight. You know what this is. We know what this is. So let's just say...
Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show.
Yo, okay. Now I'm on track. Should be on track. I might be on track. Still got more electronics than any other show on the planet has a right to have. Welcome to the YouTube audience. Welcome especially to Twitch. You guys got me up over 500 last night. That was very exciting. Welcome to Facebook. Welcome to TikTok.
Wicked Basket 8858 said the camera needs to move over a little.
Ah, damn it. The side camera's still not working? All right. Well, can't have everything right. I'll have someone with eyeballs come in and adjust that for the next show. But for now, we'll do the dead-on camera directly in front of me. Also, a special thanks and what's up to the TikTok audience. You guys, I got my largest audience on TikTok last night. That was kind of exciting. But if you'd all like to join me over on
At
Twitch.
Wicked Basket 8858 said there you are.
There I am. Here I am, Wicked Basket.
At Theo Jaguar said please try to learn yo-yo tricks and become a yo-yo master.
Oh, yeah, I'll just become a yo-yo master. No problem
At Wicked
whatsoever.
Basket 8858 said you're good.
Thank you. I actually got into
Gage
yo-yo.
asks, do you hear the chat?
Yeah, I hear the chat. Do you hear the chat? Everybody should hear the chat.
At
I can actually.
WAR said you need more electronics to help with all that equipment to have your eyeballs.
Exactly. I wonder how I thought I asked someone come in here and put this camera, like I'm supposed to be in this scene over here in the weird side camera. Like it's supposed to be somewhere in there. Whatever. If it's not, it's not. Yeah, I can hear the chat. I can actually show you guys the chat feed if
At
I...
God First Zero Foshal
Ooh.
said hi.
Hi, what's going on?
First Zero Foshal says hi.
There we go. See? So you can hear and see the chat when I head on over.
HMCD says hope nobody abuses the text to speech.
Well, if they do, I can just turn it off. Eventually, I have the ultimate power where I can turn it off. And we got some moderators. We got some people that take care of that kind of thing. Brooks is not going to be here tonight. He was on a big adventure back to his home country of North Carolina, and he will be back shortly.
I am Zindler says hello.
Hello. I am Zimbler. I am Pete. I am
At
Groot.
GoCowZWAR says the side cam works when you have guests. We'll see
It's-
them just fine.
Oh.
Maybe slightly left.
But if so it works if I have guests. So it's cutting me off. So if I lean over to where the guests are, then maybe I can get in the side camera. All right. Well, can't have everything working all at once. That just, then it wouldn't be a regular old blind surfer show. I decided to go in a little bit early tonight. I got released from my 5:30 obligation. It was occurring to me earlier in the day. Ooh, what did I just press? So many buttons.
No other way.
There's oh, what was that? The other way? Oh, I was supposed to lean the other way? Oh, who knows? What
At
was it?
Syntax Shift P1 R said my teacher has the same vision problem as you and his voice also sounds like a radio guy.
Yeah, that's funny. It takes away your eyesight and turns you into a radio guy. I was going into my U for not the for you, but the U tab on YouTube today, and it shows you your history. And I swear I've probably got the weirdest history out of anybody on the planet. It's because I'm never really searching for anything that I like want to not watching anything I want to listen to. Basically, YouTube is like all work stuff for me because as a voiceover dude, I need to know how to say just all sorts of things. I recently I do work for a radio station that is in in Pennsylvania. I think it's in Williamsport, and it's the Susquehanna Valley. But my text to speech for some reason was saying Susquehanna. And then it got in my head. I'm like, well, is it the Susquehanna Valley or the Susquehanna Valley? So I randomly just had to like search up, how to say Susquehanna Valley. And it's more like Han, like Hannah Montana, as opposed to Han, like Han Solo. And literally, I'd say 60 to 70% of everything that I look up on YouTube is just like random words, random things. I remember growing up in the Boston area, and you could tell when they hired someone out of market to do voiceover work. You could totally tell because there's tons of towns out there that are just pronounced super weird, like Worcester, and it definitely sounds like, or it looks like Worcester, but that town is Worcester if you're from there. And you'd be listening to the radio like I was as a kid, and you'd hear someone be like, come on down to the restaurant for the deal this weekend in Worcester, Massachusetts. I was like, holy hell, who's the out of market guy that did that? There's a town really close to where I grew up, and it was Woburn. And that obviously looks like Woburn, like definitely looks like Woburn. But for some reason or another, it's called Woburn. And so these are the things that I'm like constantly having to look up to make sure, because I don't want to be like all confident in my big voice being like, the best country music in the Susquehanna Valley, because everybody be like, it's not Susquehanna, it's Susquehanna. And then like funny little colloquial things, like people in Sacramento don't say Sacramento, which I did not know. They say Sacramento. They don't put the T in it at all. But if I'm doing so, like I do stuff for a radio station KIFM in Sacramento, so everything I do for them has to say Sacramento. Then I have to switch. Like if I'm doing something in Fresno and the Fresno Bulldogs are playing like the Sacramento Hornets or whatever the heck the team is there, when I'm saying it in Fresno, I have to say Sacramento, and so many little things in Rhode Island. There's a town called Warwick, and it's very clearly WARWICK. It's Warwick, but if you're from there, you don't say Warwick, you say Warwick. I remember I was in a recording session for a restaurant chain. This is a bunch of years ago. I got hired by the 99 restaurant, and I was saying, visit the locations in Boston, and Warwick, Rhode Island. And I told them, like, if you're from there, you don't say Warwick, you say Warwick. And it was like this big, long holdup in the recording process because no one in the recording room, the script writer, the editor, the producer, all the people, they're like, it says Warwick. Why would you call it Warwick? And so like someone called someone who called someone else, and I finally called a friend, someone that lived down in the area, and they're like, yeah, you got to say Warwick. You got to say Warwick, Rhode Island. So that is my entire feed. Welcome to the show again this evening. Let's see if I do have the chat rolling tonight. Sometimes it's weird doing it.
HMCD says, do you ever use a refreshable Braille display or Braille editor to read something, or do you listen?
No, I don't use Braille. I don't use Braille at all.
I am Zindler says, did you know that ketchup is in fact not made from red crayons and is actually made from tomatoes?
I kind of figured it was all red crayons. You know, it goes good on a burger. Did you know that Mountain Dew changed its name? I did a read this today, and I didn't even know what I was reading for, especially because, you know, it comes through in text to speech, so it didn't say DEW, it just said
Adam Robe says, hello,
DOO
Pete.
or
Greetings
DO.
from Sudan.
Greetings from the Sudan, or not, I said the Sudan. Is it the Sudan or just Sudan? I always thought it was the Sudan. And then also people in America, we used to say the Ukraine.
3881 says, hi from Canada, y'all.
Oh, look at that. We went from Sudan to Canada. Bing, bong, just bouncing all over the map. I like the old Mitch Hedberg joke where he says, I want to do that thing. He's like, I want to do that thing where I put up a map on my wall and I put pins in every single one of the places that I visited. But before I can start, I have to visit the top 2 corners of the globe or of the map. I blew the joke line. What was someone just asking me about? Crayons, ketchup. Yes, I did know.
One of my favorite channels teaches Americans to speak proper British English.
Proper British
At
English.
320 says, hello from Ohio.
Hello from
At
Ohio.
Ellen Sweet 8292 says, there are new smart glasses out now that help the blind.
Yeah, there's a bunch of smart glasses out that quote unquote help the blind.
Social says, turns out parking lots are made of concrete, not plastic.
Yeah, I knew
Adam
that.
says, have you ever considered reading about Islam? It is the Sudan, but it's a bit too formal.
Uh,
Lidina 111
yeah.
says, hey, good to watch you live. I love your videos.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. Back to the person that was joining from Ohio. I work for 2 different radio stations in Ohio. One's near Cincinnati. That's WMOH. That is a 1450 The Ticket. That's a sports radio station. And then the one of the broadcast homes of the Cleveland Browns and the Guardians is WKNR. That's AM 850. I've been doing all their voice stuff since like 2012, 2013. So if you're in the state of Ohio, you're probably hearing me quite a bit. What I did I ditch my fancy microphone? I had so much stuff going on here in the beginning. I think I just threw it on the ground. Did I? Oh no, it's right next to me. Yeah, let's see what's going on in Cleveland. Oh yeah, I know. Wrong button. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So if you're in Cleveland these days, this is my voiceover microphone. So it'd be like, the Browns are in the off season, but our off season coverage never stops. Follow the latest on the Cleveland Browns here on 850 WKNR or ESPN 850 WKNR. That's kind of what it sounds like. And then in let's see, where am I working? In Wisconsin, WTLX there is the Giannis Watch. What's going to happen to Giannis Antetokounmpo? Will he stay or will he go? Those are a lot of the things I'm doing throughout the day. Lots of sports stuff, lots of news stuff. Oh, speaking of news stories, I heard the weirdest story. Well, one of the weirder stories out of Cambridge, Massachusetts today. I just got like a news alert that in Cambridge, Massachusetts, one of the selectmen or representatives or somebody over there decided that they wanted to change the rules if you're going out to a restaurant. Hold on a second. What did I mess up now? Oh, there we go. What kind of music do I jam to? Whatever music makes me move.
Says, if I take the 2 noble eyes of my servant in this
I'm not doing religious stuff. It's not against any particular religion, but I don't do religious stuff. I don't do religious stuff, and I generally don't do politics. But I am sitting here talking about something that was trying to get passed in Cambridge, Massachusetts. They have a law that they're considering voting on, which is going to make it so that if you're at a bar or a restaurant in Cambridge, that you'll only be able to have 1 drink every 30 minutes. And then they're putting it on the bartender or the server or whoever to like monitor how much everybody is drinking, which sounds like just a lot of extra work for the bartender to make them a lot less money. Like, I understand that the idea is they don't want people like drinking tons and getting smashed and going on drinking and driving stuff. But man, you're taking like the choice out of people's hands, and you're also killing the profit margins for the poor bars in Cambridge. Cambridge, Massachusetts, if you don't know, is right next to Boston. It's on the other side of the Charles River, and it is the home of Harvard, Massachusetts. What's this? This is someone's hiring on LinkedIn. I'm being told they're hiring a U.S. American voice actor. Cool. On LinkedIn even. But it made me think of the exact opposite circumstance that I had going on. I was in New York. I was living in Manhattan. This was a long time ago, but it was New Year's Eve, and we went down to Lower Manhattan. So Cambridge is trying to limit people to two drinks per half, or one drink per half hour, not more than one drink per half hour. But in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, there's this bar called McSorley's. If anybody's ever been down there, I think it's like the or one of the oldest bars in Manhattan, and it is so old that they've got like just dust, like a thick dust piled up on top of the light fixtures. And I was in there. Most of my friends are like giants. They're all tall, between like 6'3" and 6'6". And one of my tall friends like reaches up and touches one of the light fixtures and like knocks off a bunch of the dust. And the bartender's like, "Hey, don't touch that. That's been there for like 100 years." I'm like, "Oh, okay." They're touchy about their dust. But the funny thing about this place is that they only serve two beers. You can only get two, and it's like two kinds of beers. I don't even know if they tell you who makes it, but you walk in, you say light beer or dark beer. And what they did, at least when I was there, is they would bring you two of the beer that you ordered. So I forget what I said. I think I said light beer. I don't know. But they bring you two of them, and they're both like this big. It's not like a full 8 or 12 ounce glass, but it's like a small glass, and you have to get through the glass. This is what was going on that night. I don't know if it's a daily occurrence over there, but you have to get through your two glasses before the server comes around again. If you haven't finished, they tell you to get out. It was 100% happening. It was New Year's Eve when we were there, so it might have just been a New Year's Eve thing. But I was witnessing it happening all around us. Like, it wasn't that hard to drink through, like to get through the two little glasses. But table next to us, like someone didn't get through the two glasses. The server's back. They're like, that's it. You got to get out. And we stuck around. We stuck around for a while. We made it through all our drinks. That was Lower Manhattan. It was the year 2000 going into 2001. And it was a New Year's Eve party
He says the
that I was
bartender
having there, and that's where we
becomes the
decided to
babysitter?
start it.
Sounds like I would never want to have a drink there. McDougal's sounds like more fun.
Yeah, McSorley's. I mean, it was a pretty fun time
At
going down
Ringwald
to Lower
says
Manhattan.
Akai.
Akai.
At Joni
What is
BC says
Akai?
half pints make it easier to drink.
Half pints.
At
What's
Killer
that?
13
Like,
says man, you got one of the coolest voices, and you
oh,
are the man.
thank you. I
Gage
thought he was gonna.
MCD says so now we gotta pregame the bars lol.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna.
At Ellen Sweet
Exactly.
8292 says can you see lamps and windows when you are in the room question mark.
I mean, it depends how bright it is. Like, that person obviously knows that I can see some light. It depends. Like, if it's completely dark and there's a lamp on, not so much. I wouldn't be able to see a lamp, but the lights that I have in front of me, I don't know. This stupid camera apparently isn't working today, so, or at least everything's not in view. But there are two lights right in front of me, and they're like super powered. They're like LED super bright lights, so I can tell that those are there. But all that does for me is make it like exceptionally bright in my vision, which of course doesn't help me. So I'm just staring at brightness, and I've shown this before, like, not to look like I'm totally checked out, but a lot of the time I just close my eyes. I can't see anything anyway, and the stupid bright light kind of makes it hurt a little bit. But yeah, we were down there, Manhattan, McSorley's, pre-gaming it, 2000 going into 2001. And I had a decent amount of vision back then. Like, I could get around on my own. I could walk down the street. And I remember I was going to be throwing a roof deck party at my place. I lived on 200 West 54th Street in Manhattan. I was I had the penthouse apartment in the Adlon building right around the corner from the Ed Sullivan Theater, and it had a huge roof deck. So I invited a bunch of my friends from Boston, some of my friends from New York, and everybody was going to come down. And in order to clear off the roof deck, at first I started just like shoveling off the snow into the alley side. And the snow was super wet. It was super sticky. And my building was only 13 stories high. I was on the 13th floor roof deck, so I guess 14 stories up. And there was a huge building next to me, and we were facing the brick wall of it. So for a while, I was taking snowballs and whipping them at the building next to me, and I ended up spelling out in snowball letters 2001 in exploded snowballs. And then when I got tired of doing that, I rolled up a whole bunch of snowmen. They ended up being like, I don't know, maybe like 36 inches, like 3 feet tall. And they were just like snowmen all around the edge of the roof deck. Like, I'd start in the middle and I'd roll it out, and then I rolled the smaller ball, and then I put all these snowmen. So on New Year's Eve, it was right in view of the ball drop. Like, from my roof deck, you just looked towards downtown a little bit, and you could see the ball drop. It was a really cool place to be. And So it was like a bunch of my friends up there. There was a ton of snowmen. The ball was right there, and a helicopter came and floated over the roof deck where we were and shined a spotlight down on us. I'm like, ah, crap! We thought it was I thought it was the police for a second, like we were doing something wrong. But I found out the next day that we were actually on the news, like whatever news outlet was covering that location decided to make a shot of all of us up on the roof deck with all my snowmen all around it. That was definitely a memorable New Year's Eve for me. 2000 going into 2001, living down in Manhattan. The place that I had was right across the street from the Sheridan. I think it was the Sheridan, and it was a pretty nice hotel apparently because I was in view of the Sheridan, my roof deck up there, and I could hold on. What did I just do again? I keep messing up the technology.
No, it's perfectly in view, at least on TikTok.
Oh, hey,
For MCD.
that's good. Oh, it's in view. Um, yeah, what did I screw? I'll just tell the story and then I'll deal with the technology in a second. Technology. I mean, it makes my life possible, but it also
Teen said, I just thought of a cool superhero intro for you. Roof deck up there, then became Radio Man.
okay, hanging on the roof deck, and I became a radio man. I'm surprised by the other text to speech didn't. But yeah, so I'm up on my roof deck, 200 West 54th Street, roof deck apartment, and like diagonally across, you could look right across, was the Sheridan, and I'm sitting there one day, and I think I was done with work, and I was up on the roof deck, and I was drinking an orange juice. I don't know why. I remember it. I had an orange juice with me, and I just had a lawn chair, and I was sitting on the deck, and all of a sudden, two dudes just come up on the roof deck with me, and I was like, that's odd. Like, I don't know where these guys are coming from. And it kind of freaked me out because I couldn't quite see them. Again, it was 25 years ago, whatever. So my vision was better than it is now, but not great. And they identified themselves as Secret Service. And, it wasn't going to do me any good to ask to see their credentials or anything because I wouldn't have been able to see it. So I just took their word for it. And they told me they were Secret Service agents and that Bill Clinton, was staying at the Sheridan directly across, and they didn't want anybody on a roof deck having direct line of sight access to the Sheridan at the time. And watch, this is going to get me kicked off TikTok. Last night, I stayed on TikTok for the entire show. I did 2 hours, stayed on TikTok. The night before, was it Wednesday night last week? I got kicked off TikTok for after 33 minutes. It was like sensitive content. I was like, what did I say this time? That thing's super sensitive. But yeah, they cleared all the roof decks, and one of them was mine. I was the only goofball that was on a roof deck with line of sight access to the Sheridan. They just asked me to get off the roof deck and not go on it the rest of the weekend. I was like, yes, sirs, will do. I lived in, oops, what did I just press? I lived in Manhattan from like 2000 right through almost the end of 2001. I left after certain incidents started happening down
says,
there.
good job with your channel. I love the editing and how inspiring you are. Keep
Thank
up the
you.
good work.
I
8%.
appreciate that.
At
Oops.
Joni BC says TikTok sucks. 75%. 7%.
I generally, in the beginning of me doing social media, I would get videos taken down left
At
and
Marine
right on TikTok.
7030 says, night party with the snowman. Sounds like it was the best.
It was a good time. It was definitely a good time. TikTok used to take down videos of mine like straight up constantly. Like anytime I was surfing or skateboarding or doing anything, they'd take it down. They'd say dangerous acts, and I
At
feel like
GoCowZWAR says Pete, you're
Yep.
better off sticking to shorts on TikTok. Live is total trash because you get kicked off.
well, I mean, you can.
HMCD says you have the best stories.
It's not nice.
At JDubia13 says good evening to all you
Good
beautiful
evening.
people out there.
The beautiful people. The beautiful people.
At Crystal Storms 880 says, hey bud, I
What
love
up?
your videos, hugs.
Thanks, Crystal Storms. I mean, I that's not nice. He's like, stick to shorts. I mean, I love doing. I've been doing shorts forever. I've been doing shorts for 6.5 years. I got, my 1.6 billion, 1.4 billion views, mostly off of shorts. And I decided I just wanted to speak to people a little more than 60 seconds at a time. I know that they've expanded. You can do 3 minutes at a time, but I still try and keep them kind of short. But no, I love going live. I don't know. TikTok live, every time I go to TikTok live, someone's just selling something. Like they're constantly just selling, and they're like selling garbage, like just a bunch of nonsense. Usually some tripod for filming yourself, or some little gadget for filming yourself, or I don't know. I don't even know. Like I can't even. I've never found anybody doing anything on TikTok other than selling me something. So I might be in like the selling live section or something like that. But I'm super into live these days. I'm doing them twice a week, sometimes more. And that's why I've been trying to send people on over to Twitch, because the Twitch platform is all about live and going live. And people go over there and they expect to sit down and have a show for a little while. So if you want to follow me on Twitch, that's at Pete Gustin. Had a bunch of cool alerts set up there the other day that seemed to be working very well last night. If you want to have your text to speech read out loud on YouTube, it's $3 or more super chat. On Twitch, it's 200 bits, and it'll interrupt me right away and start doing it. And if you do follow me on Twitch, Steve's head will come up and he'll say your username. So a lot of cool things happen on Twitch in terms of alerts for the channel. They were working last night, so hopefully they'll be working again tonight. Little quiet on the notifications so far. What else was going on? Oh, I started to talk about this last night. I started to talk about it and then I sidetracked myself. But that rule in England, they're trying to make it so that people 16 or under the age of 16 won't have access to social media. I'm bringing this up again because I came across a funny piece of audio. Well, it's video, I guess, but I can't say it, but the audio. They were doing like an interview with a young schoolgirl in England talking about play for a couple.
Why do you wear sunglasses as a blind person?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Says Crystal. Better to have someone nearby teach you inside.
I've answered that a number of times. You could go to the video that says, why do blind people wear sunglasses? Because I've answered that a ton of times, but I'll answer it real quickly. A lot of times I'm aware that my eye contact isn't super great. So I feel like I can point my head in the general direction of people, and it kind of, it hides the fact from them that I'm not making perfect eye contact if they're behind glasses. And some blind people that, if they have no irises or milky irises or something like that. Oh, there you go.
Dog Disney just followed.
Thanks, Dog Disney. I appreciate that. Dog Disney. Who's the Disney dog? That would be Pluto. Is Pluto the Disney dog? You could have just gone with Pluto. It's no longer a planet. But there you go. That's what happens. If you follow me on Twitch, it'll say your username. It'll bring Steve's head in the upper right-hand corner, widescreen. I think it also does it on the vertical right over here. And now I've completely sidetracked myself again. Oh, glasses. So people that have eyeballs that don't exactly look normal, they might want to hide them behind lenses. And for me, I only see dark and light, but the light doesn't come through properly. It overexposes me. It just completely overexposes me. And all I get is just completely washed out with brightness. So I wear sunglasses to block the light so I don't get a massive headache. And sometimes even with the sunglasses on, I still get a headache. So like I said, just like 5 minutes ago, like generally I have my eyes closed behind here. I was talking about the social media ban for people 16 and under. And I started to get through this point last night that out in California.
I am Magoo says I have aniridia, so I have no iris. That means my eyes are always dilated.
Oh, always dilated. Must look like you're like constantly trying to hypnotize people or something like that. I am Irma Magoo. I think you were in the chat quite a bit last night. Thanks for coming by again. So like out here, I started to tell this story and I'll finish it last night. Like in California, there's like a bunch of surf dads that have like their kids, like little kids, like 9, 10, 11 years old that have social media accounts. And a lot of them are pretty popular and it's pretty cool, I guess. And a lot of them think they're giving their kids like a leg up and a head start by giving them a social media following, which is like just a weird way to think. Like, my parents' leg up was like, hey, we put some change into that jar for your college account. Like that was a leg up for me when I was a kid, but now they're like trying to get their kids to have a big social media following. But forget about, I guess I can talk about, I was going to say, forget about the impact of kids looking at social media. Like I have a hard time trying to figure out what's real and what's not real. And like you go through social media and it looks like everybody's living an amazing life and everybody's doing fun stuff all the time and crazy stunts and cool things. And, if you had eyeballs, you could be like, everybody's beautiful. And there's, Instagram models and I can't imagine what that would be like for a kid trying to look at and be like, what, I'm just supposed to go to school every day and do my homework and be boring. But I keep thinking about things from like a creator standpoint, and all these parents out here that have their kids with Instagram and YouTube and TikTok accounts. And I don't know how you deal with it. Like, if your kid gets a bunch of views in a video, you tell them like, hey, you did really good. You got like 10,000 views, you got 100,000 views. And then, but like, what do you do if the kid doesn't get a lot of views? Do you like not, like, don't look at the phone today. Don't look at the phone. Because I'll tell you, for me, even from, and I'm a grown adult, and this is not my job. This is just something I do for fun. I enjoy it. It's a good time. My job is not affected one way or another by my social media presence. Not at all. It doesn't affect my income if I get views or no views. But, I'll check in. I post every day at 10 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on TikTok and YouTube, and 8 o'clock on Facebook and Instagram. And I'll check in as soon as I get my first break of the day. I'll be like, how are things going? And there was a time in 2022, 2023, where after an hour, I always had like 100,000 views. I remember a couple times I had like 350,000 views, and I was like, yep. And it got to the point, I mean, talk about getting numbed, just like numb. It got to the point where like I'd look in after an hour, hour and a half, and I had 200,000 views on a video. I was like, and then it wouldn't even register with me. Like I'd just kind of move on with my day. I'm like, yep, that's to be expected. But the channel has ebbs and flows, and right now, like sometimes videos go 1 million, and sometimes I post one and it goes like a few thousand. Which again, fortunately, it doesn't affect me. But I can't imagine being a kid who's like all wrapped up. Like I hear kids talking, they're like, I got 10,000 followers. It's, to them, it's like it's like they're demeasuring contest for like little kids. And I can't imagine like you're setting your kid up to like, oh man, hey buddy, you're talking to your like 10-year-old kid. Hey buddy, that post we did the other day didn't do so well. And is the kids supposed to be like, okay, cool. Are they supposed to be good with that? Or does it mess with their psyches? I think about it from the angle of a creator, but I did come across, it is a video. I'll play it for you if I can. This is they were talking to a English school student about the ban of social media for kids under the age of 16.
What are you most worried about?
Not being able to contact my friends. I don't know what will happen and how it will happen. Or
First of all, that's weird. Her biggest concern is that she won't be able to contact her friends. Like, don't you contact your friends through can't you contact them through, messaging? Like, isn't that still a thing? Like, I guess a lot of people these days have tons of friends. It's so weird to me. It's weird to me that they don't even have like friends in their school. They don't even have like close friends. Their friends are people that they've made like on social media from all around the world, which is kind of cool, I guess. You're meeting other people, but like, couldn't it be nice to meet some people that you could actually go hang out with and play with and do some sports with and stuff? But the only way to contact these people shouldn't just be through social media. Like, before they put the ban in effect, maybe ask them, hey, what's your phone number? So that shouldn't be an issue.
If there's some technicalities to what apps are restricted, but I use most of my social media to contact my parents and family.
What was your screen time over the weekend?
9 hours.
9 hours. So
9.
suddenly you're going to...
9. She had 9 hours, the 4.5 hours of screen time each day. That's like, oh my, and she's just scrolling. Like, I don't think she's a creator, just scrolling around, and 4.5 hours a day. Oh, go outside. I sound like such an old man screaming at clouds, but go outside, do something.
have a lot more time to fill. And what will you do?
Stare at a wall.
Stare at a wall. Okay.
Oh man, did you hear that? The reporter said, what will you do with that time if you're not allowed to go on social media anymore? And she said, stare at a wall. It was like her protest to be like, oh boy, like if she can't go on social media, all she want to do is stare at a wall. That's sad. That's not good. Hold on, there was one more. I think there was one more kid being asked about this social media ban over in England.
Really like going on my phone, just texting
On my
with my
phone.
friends, just funny memes and everything.
Okay.
But I know in the future it will have a positive impact on young people's lives and their mental health. And it will create a lot of stability in the future.
Look at that. That's a different perspective. She says that getting off of social media will create a lot of civility in the future. How funny is that? How funny is that, kid? Let me fix this.
At Isaac Clausen U7C says DTS controls button.
Oops, yeah, what's up? I
At Johnny BC
love
says
that kid's
I agree with you
perspective.
about the amount of time kids spend online. They should be doing other things.
I mean, it's, and not
At
to say
Charlie
like,
says, is the restriction too loose? Like, will they lose texting too? Emailing? I can
no,
imagine that would
it's,
be terrifying at
yeah,
first,
you
but
can't,
kids will adjust.
no, they can't lose like
At Chase
texting and
Kerman Lowen
emailing.
says, hey Pete.
Yo, that's it. He just said, "Hey Pete, hey, what's going on?" As far as I know, it's just social media, and they're talking about like all the apps, like Facebook, Instagram. I believe Snapchat. They're going to get rid of for kids under the age of 16. Again, I feel like I should be railing against this because when I'm out and about, it's always like the 10, 11, 12-year-old kids that are coming to me like, "I watch your videos," and ever since I started this channel, Bananas had me trying to keep it at least somewhat kid friendly. Like I try and keep it in mind that the kids are going to come across these things. So we've tried to make it reasonably child friendly, but the internet.
Angel 420 says, hey everyone.
Hey everyone, that's Dank
Cross
MF Angel.
028 says, I always get notifications for your Tuesday lives, never Wednesday.
Really? That's interesting. I can't. Someone last night was just saying they're like, what you have to do is just make sure that you have notifications on. I'm like, I don't think that's 100% the issue because things like that. And then there's people that I get, they reach out to me and they're like, hey, I specifically subscribed to you on YouTube.
Hey,
what up, Dank? Thanks the mod over on Twitch. If you want to say hi to Dank MF Angel, you can hop on over to Twitch. That's at
Master Joe Bones says, just dropped in to say hi to everyone. I'll catch y'all on Tuesday.
What up, Master Joe Bones? I'll catch you next Tuesday as well. Still contemplating whether or not I'm going to come on maybe Saturday morning or something. It's the day before my birthday. We'll be doing the birthday party a little bit later in the day on Saturday. And I may pop on Saturday morning just to say hi to everybody. Have you ever had any interest
in surfing in Hawaii or elsewhere?
I mean, I guess. It's just that...
978 says, download Brave as your browser 080s regardless of where you search. Free and worry-free, so awesome.
Oh, what the hell was that? Someone just dropped an ad, I think, while I wasn't paying attention. Boo to you dropping ads on my channel.
4978 says, yes, hi dang.
Yes, she said yes.
Wolf says YouTube is still silencing some notifications, or there are issues with said notifications. You're not just simply receiving them.
No, they silence tons of notifications. They will unsubscribe people sometimes from channels. I've had a couple of days, it doesn't make a huge difference when you're up over 2.5 million followers, but I'll look and I'll be like,
says you have to specify you want live videos notifications.
You do, you have to spend, but why would someone
says not sure this is child friendly, remember. Some platforms think surfing while blind is too dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah. Oops, sorry. I shut that off for a second. But yeah, yeah. I don't want to go into. People don't want to hear me complain about social media all the time, but there is a reason I keep trying to drive people over to Twitch for the lives. I still want people to catch all my shorts on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. That's where you want to be for all those things. And I love putting those videos out there. I love putting them out there, telling the stories and connecting with people through those. But for the lives, like the way that they silence the notification. Funny thing to me about the way like the whole world works. I'll do this really quick. Like back in the day, before everything was on demand, like the new show on Netflix, like you want to watch Stranger Things or something like that, whatever the hot thing is. You just sit down and watch it whenever you want. And then people became fans. Like I remember in the 80s and 90s when The Simpsons were becoming very popular, you knew at 8:30 on Wednesday night, you would sit down and watch The Simpsons. And people the collective people, or, if you're even older, you'd like watch MASH at a certain time, or, if you're a little bit older, you'd watch Friends or Seinfeld, whatever the show was before everything was DVR on demand and binge worthy. People would know that was their show. They would make the time for it. They would sit down. But now the way things are, it's like whenever you're on your phone, whatever happens to be there and then is what gets fed to you. Like it's funny to me on TikTok, a lot of people be like, oh, I haven't seen you on my FYP. I love your stuff. I'm so excited to get back to it. And I'm like, well, it would have been easy to find me if you just, went to my page, but people don't do that. They wait for what the algorithm feeds them, which is, that whole switch is kind of funny. Like they'll become a fan, and then all of a sudden the algorithm will decide, you know what, you're not going to be a fan of this anymore. We'll feed you other stuff.
Download Brave. It is free and worry-free.
All right,
more than this AD free.
Who's this person? Get that.
Lose her says I was promised a banana. Where is it?
The banana is
22 says you watch The Simpsons.
Yeah, I used to.
Says my day was great. Walked the dog and had fun in the park, so he gets some outside time. How about your day?
There is a there's a park right behind the house, and it is. I can't tell if it's mean or not. I think they're all playing a game. So Banana, she has to describe this to me. You were asking about where's Banana. Banana is in the house getting ready there. I've mentioned a few times there's a big party going on this weekend, and she's getting ready for it. I think she was working on making sure that we had enough eating utensils and stuff for all the massive amount of ribs and barbecue we're going to have at the yearly Pete birthday party. But so we bring Steve over to the park right behind the house, and he is a hunting dog. He doesn't seem to have a lot of traits that you might expect for his breed, but he is a hunting dog. And we let him off the leash, and there's a bunch of bunny rabbits that are running around in the park behind the house. And as soon as he sees one, boom, he's like off to the races. And as Banana describes it to me, it's kind of like Wile E. Coyote chasing the Roadrunner, because he's caught a handful of them before, like caught up to them, and he basically is just like, that's it. That's like what he's like, gotcha. He just runs up to the bunny and he's like, gotcha. Like, he's not trying to grab it, he's not trying to kill it. Now if it was Superdog was like kind of a killing machine. Like he'd catch critters and take them out. But Steve he just kind of wants to chase them, and he gets the exercise. Like the bunnies, I don't know how fun they think it is. I don't know if they think it's fun at all. Their heart's probably going a bazillion miles an hour thinking this giant predator's out to get them. Little do they know that goofy Steve is just like coming by to say hi. And I guess the other night, Banana described it to me, Steve was looking one way, and a bunny was in a bush and saw that Steve was looking one way, and it darted the other way, and Skylar started chasing after that bunny. And of course, Skylar's only 9.5 pounds, little white fluff ball. And Banana, she just started laughing so hard. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, Skylar, teeny little Skylar is like chasing after a bunny right now. But they're not going to do anything with them when they catch them. They're literally just like, they're just saying hi to the bunny rabbits. So that's what happens when we go on a walk. I think it's good to let Steve, trying to walk him on a leash, which of course, you're supposed, if you're out in like the actual world, you're gonna walk your dog on a leash, but that does not get him tired. That dog is full of so much energy that it's way better to let him go to the park. We take him there at night. We let him off the leash.
Adlin Bristol 3881 says Steve just wants to play with them.
He does. He just wants to play with the bunnies. So yeah, letting him off the leash and letting him run around. And then there's a video. God, it got like millions of views, 5-6 million views, something like that.
What's your opinion on blacks? At Rimwolf says Pete, we should play hide and seek. You're it.
Yeah, that would take forever. That would be a long, never-ending game. There's a video of Skylar and Steve at the park, and Skylar, because there are coyotes around here.
House 22 says, can you squeeze the chicken next to you?
Yeah, he makes like a. Hold on, let me put it in the view so the vertical people can see the chicken. He's gonna make a terrible noise. Ready? Oh, it's such a bad noise. That is the rubber chicken noise right there. Sam's exhale sounds like something dying. But yeah, so me and Skylar and Steve at the park. If you check out the video called Armoring Up My 9-pound puppy. There's a video of Skylar running around the park, and she wears like this leather vest. It's like a whole like neck to butt, and it's got spikes all over it. It's called a coyote vest because there are coyotes in this neighborhood. And when it was Superdog, like we knew he would have had Skylar's back. Like he was like 100% her protector. He would watch out for her nonstop. He wouldn't let her out of his sight. But Steve's kind of like doing his own thing, running around a little bit. And I'm trying to get the hold on.
Her says, I love when Pete squeezes the chicken button. But that's a lie. Everybody watches their diet. Ghostlicious 22 says, thank you, you suffer shedder.
Suffer shedder. What is a suffer shedder? I don't even know what that is. Yeah, there's something
You're
going on.
Absolutely amazing and awesome with what you do. Please keep on being an inspiration to others.
I appreciate
You're absolutely amazing
that.
and awesome with what you do. Please
All
keep
right.
on being an inspiration.
Hold on. Let me fix this.
Waters. You make the world a better place. Show TTS controls.
I'm going to show TTS controls, which means you guys are going to
6:19
see them.
p.m. Show TTS controls.
Uh-oh.
I just showed up and I agree. At 664 says,
Too many buttons.
Sound or the smell of the ocean more?
Too many.
Item. A white logo on black back.
Okay. All right. Jeez Louise, so many things going
I
on
am
at
Ramagu
once.
says dank tacos sound delicious. I make
Yeah,
burger
tacos.
absolutely amazing and awesome with what you do. At
Hold
Ghostlicious
on.
22 says surfer
You're
MBB. Absolutely amazing and awesome. Show button.
Stop talking. This the phone's
At
being funky tonight.
4963 says moo to you.
Moo to you too as well.
At Wolf says my dig is amazing. Superdog is awesome.
Your dig is amazing. Oh, I bet you meant dog. I'm good at figuring out typing errors on the phone. This thing, it's only reading the messages to me when I
says dog.
touch. Yeah, I figured.
Zeratrani says surfer shredder.
Surfer Shredder. There we go.
4978 says Pete IT's Emmy Riri. And yes, Brave is awesome. Download IT today. 080S and FRE.
All right.
Johnny BC
But Riri,
says
why
my
you?
dog used to look at the bunnies and coyotes, but keep walking. She was more interested in tarantulas we came across.
I didn't know it was you,
At
Riri,
Ghost
but yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you like that browser, but it sounds like, honestly, if I didn't know it was you, I'd feel like it was someone getting paid a few cents per download to try and promote some browser on my channel or something like that. It seems weird. But yeah, so I keep trying to spit it out. So Skylar has this little thing called the coyote vest, and it's like from the neck to the butt, wraps all the way around her. There's spikes all over the place, spikes in the collar, and they call it the coyote vest, and it's supposed to deter coyotes from, coming up and grabbing my little tiny 9.5 pound dog there. And, Banana keeps a really close eye on her. We let her run around. I hear her little feet when we're over at the park, like tick, 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 on the concrete and running all over the place. But when she goes into the grass, Banana tries to stay right on her tail to make sure she doesn't get out of her sight. Because we definitely don't want to lose her to a coyote. But she kind of freaks out the other dogs. Like she looks like Billy Idol or something, wearing like a leather jacket with spikes on it. She goes up to other dogs and she's just like covered in spikes. And the other dog's like, "What are you? Like, what is this weird little spiked up dog?"
And I approve of Brave.
So yeah, armoring up my 9-pound puppy.
says at Joni BC, I think Riri has been hacked.
You know what? Maybe that's what it is.
Says, hey Fort, how was your day?
Yeah, I bet you that's what it is.
4963 says hit like, do it now.
Hit like, do it now.
And let me
Hit
guess.
subscribe.
People still want to pet her with all the spikes.
Yeah, the little kids like to pick her up. She's so squishy and lovable.
Joni BC says cattle dogs are pretty good pups.
I think that person was right. I think Riri got hacked because there's no way
says
that
every time I see one of those mini dogs in those vests, I mentally start calling them a porcupine.
Yeah, that's probably a
Terminate
good.
One says I just went swimming in the ocean for the first time.
Oh, hey, really? First time? Someone asked me, do I like the smell? What do they say? The smell? Oh, smell of the sound of the ocean more. Hold on, before I do that, I'm going to turn off the air conditioning up here. Let me turn down the volume a little bit. Computer, set upstairs to off. All right, I had to cool it down a little bit in here. It was like 81 degrees when I started the show, but it's getting quite cold enough. The smell or the sound of the ocean. The smell that can go one way or the other. Like out here in California, in San Diego at least, the ocean kind of always smells exactly the same. It just kind of like smells like ocean. But in the East Coast, it's people, when something stinks, they're like, oh, it smells like low tide. Like it can get really, really stinky around there. We where were we? We were up in Idlewild, I think, and there's a lake. Is it a lake? It must have been because we were inland, but like the lake kind of dried up a little bit. And it must have done it fast because there were tons of fish all around the edge of it. Josh walked me up to it. There's a video of that too. I'm like standing around and there's just fish everywhere and it just smelled horrible. So on the East Coast, you smell like the seaweed rotting. You smell the fish rotting. Out here, again, walking distance to my house, the beach doesn't seem to do that. Like the low tide isn't that low. It only goes between like 0 and 7 feet. So the smell is just kind of basic. That's kind of the ocean. The sound of the ocean, I have different thoughts on the sound of the ocean these days because I picture myself being on a wave. And if I hear the ocean and it sounds like a nice peal, like a wave, like going off to like one side, then I get excited about it. I'm like, all right, cool. That sounds good. But if I hear it going like, I'm like, that sounds like I'd go out there and get beat up right now. I can do, for anybody that didn't see it at the very beginning, which is pretty much everybody, we can do the...
Now, it's time to catch a wave with Pete.
I'll play a little surf session for you. This is actually going to be a preview. This one I think is going to get featured in the what's it called? Surfing Blind episode 7 should be out next Tuesday, but we can watch it together now. It starts with my coach Josh. He got a blind guy makeover. So of course I did it. I shaved his big giant bushy beard, and at the very beginning you'll see the results of his beard, what it ended up looking like, and then our little surf session together. There's nothing, I don't think there was anything huge out there that day, but it was a fun day, and there's some good music, and there's some good fun, and it's the surfing channel, so let's check it out. walking to our spot. Josh informed me he's getting a lot of looks.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Walking out in my normal surf attire.
Oh my gosh, he's on it.
I don't nosedive. I survived. I remember that one.
Ah, there we go. I'm still peeing. Are you? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Good job, Josh. He's a big wetsuit peer. I'm not a big wetsuit peer. A lot of people like to go in their wetsuits for some reason. Hold on, what's this? All right. Banana is not gonna make it
I
up.
hope he enjoys the look of the editing.
I mean, I don't enjoy the look of it. Well, I don't. I mean,
Martha Jane Vandal says as a result of a vaccine, but I busted wanted to tell you how much of an inspiration you are.
well, that's nice to hear. I'm texting back with Banana. Sounds good. Period. Just talking to all these lovely people out in the world. Period. They miss you.
Haunted Corpse says lol.
So yeah. No, I don't get to enjoy the editing of
says,
the
what's the
videos.
best day to go to the beach or surf?
The best day would be like the weekday, because on the weekends it is super duper crowded. There's like everybody gets the weekend off. I partially get the weekend off. So Banana went surfing. When did she go? She went like on a Tuesday or Thursday, and she went to like one of the cool spots, this place called San Onofre, a little bit north of here. And usually it's like all jacked up and you can barely get a wave up there. But she said she went, well, let's see what she said. She said she loved it. She loved my message. Sounds good, she says.
At Joni BC says hi. Banana.
Hi. She says hi. She's saying hi to Banana. Yeah, so sorry for the people on
320 says, hey Pete,
Yo.
have you ever seen or heard of an electric arc furnace?
No, that seems very random. An electric arc furnace, I have not. And she went to like this really cool spot like on a Thursday or Tuesday, and she's like, oh my God, it was like me and 3 other people out there. I'm like, that must be nice. Like some of the bigger spots, like the more popular spots around here, like right next to the Oceanside Pier, you get like 50, 60, 70 people out there.
22 says
They said, ah. That was the text-to-speech lady's interpretation of ah. That's how that sounded. So going on the weekends and trying to find some space when there's like hundreds of people out there in the water isn't exactly the easiest thing in the world. Hold on, let me see if I got, no, okay. I got so many buttons to press. I was going to do last night there were a whole bunch of questions that came through that I didn't get to, and I've been trying to answer those, so I can flop. I got to switch my, go to mail.
Message content. Sunrose 8. Have you tried sculpting?
All right, I'm going to change the speaking rate down to 60% so you guys can understand it. I'm going to unplug this. Probably just caused an error on the screen. Let's see if I can get it back. Hopefully I didn't break everything.
Expessina 6234. Like spaghetti? 5 of 23.
Oh, there we go. Okay. And maybe when I get back to the other text machine in my right hand, that one will work again. So these are, hold on, I'll tell you what this is. This is...
You ask, and now you'll get the answer. It's time for Pete's snappy answers to stupid questions on the Blind Surfer Show.
So people ask questions throughout the show, and I'm only putting up the text to speech when I'm in between stories and got something to when I got to pop in and hear where you guys are. When I'm trying to connect you is what I'm saying. I press the button, but that doesn't mean that I get to hear all the questions. So we put all the questions into a format. The ones I didn't answer are up on the screen now.
Message header. Message content. Sunrose 8. Have you tried sculpting? 1 of 23.
Have I tried sculpting? Oh, I wish I could see for so many reasons. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me, if you can see it, directly to my left, there's a sculpture of my head. And I've done a couple videos of that thing. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It's over there in that general direction. I used to be like really big into sculpting. when I was in high school. Like I used to do, so yeah, I used to do like 2D art. No, it's not. I wonder if you'll be able to see that up on that wall. If it's in the view, there's a pencil drawing of a Pegasus, which is something that I did in high school. Like I drew that Pegasus up over the world. I probably shouldn't spend too much time describing it in case you guys can't see it, but it's a Pegasus flying over the world in kind of like a night sky. I created it by rubbing a pencil across the entire thing and then using an eraser effect on the sky is how I made that thing. But I used to very much be into doing 2D art when I was in high school, and as I was losing my eyesight.
Blue Nano 320 said came to mind when I was talking to someone earlier. It's where they're pretty much using lightning to melt down steel.
Oh, that's the
Got
that's
to
the
work on a
furnace.
system. It hits like 80,000 amps.
Okay, that's super random, but someone talking about a lightning to melt down steel furnace. But yeah, I'm answering the question. Have I done sculpting? So the art teacher was very, very supportive of me doing sculpting with clay. And so I did that bust of my head, and my best piece, my favorite piece, I did a life-size, it was a 5-foot long crocodile, but the top of his jaw was an alligator, because a crocodile, like I had it open, it was wide open. He was like going rawr, and I had to thin it out because it was just too much to support it. So he had an alligator top jaw, but a crocodile body. And he was kind of like his tail was curling around, and I put it on a huge 6-foot by 3-foot piece of wood that I procured somehow, and we fired it in pieces in the kiln. We fired this part of it was like 3 parts just for the tail, then each of the legs and feet and the front and the back, and then 3 parts of the body, and then the bottom jaw and the top jaw and all the teeth. The thing even had a tongue. And when I put it on the 6-foot long board, I painted the entire board, or 3/4 of the board, blue, like a deep blue, and then I coated it with glaze so it looked like he was like in the water. And then 1/4 of the board, I actually like went outside the art classroom and gathered up like a bunch of dirt, like lightly got some dirt and put it on the board, and then sprayed it into place with fixative and lacquer. So the dirt was like kind of there forever. And I even made a little fish. It was a little sunfish. So it was like this much of his head. Like if the body was like this long, like a little part of his head was popping out of the water. And then I made a lily pad with a really detailed frog on it as well. And it was just it took me like better part of the year to make that thing. It was an awesome piece. And after I went to college, my mom donated it to the Winchester Public Library in my hometown of Massachusetts. So I'm not sure if that thing's still there or not, but yes, I've definitely sculpted, and that piece, I'm very, very, I kind of wish I had it. I don't know where I'd put it these days. I don't know if I have enough space for something like that.
Antisemite said, I just watched a video of you opening a box with a giant screaming chicken and realized I used to watch you a while ago. You are awesome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So you saw the unboxing?
Johnny BC said, Adam, please refrain from those kinds of jokes.
Yeah, I don't know what the joke was, but if Joni says refrain, then you should refrain, because Joni's the boss. And that's funny. You saw, I did get this chicken. I got the chicken as a blind guy unboxing. And the first time I heard him scream, I was like, whoa, that's a lot.
Bullet. Knight's Bullet. Daisy Duchess, how did you wind up with your first voice acting announcement? 3 of 23.
How did I wind up with my first voice acting announcement? These are questions I didn't answer during the show last time. So whatever you're asking tonight, if I'm not hearing them in the comments, I will answer them next time I go live. I don't even remember my very first one. Geez, I think the first time I got paid to do voice acting was probably WHMH Rockin' 101 in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I think, like outside of the radio stations that I worked directly for. And I got it by practicing and working really hard and getting a demo together. And then, it took me like 6, 7, 8 years before I even had a demo that was like halfway decent. And I sent demos out to like radio stations all around the country. And Rockin' 101 WHMH was the very first station that hired me to be the voice of their radio station. I think they were paying me like $200 per month to read unlimited amounts of copy, which was kind of a lot, but it was awesome. They were paying me to be a voiceover guy. And I sent that demo all over the place, and no one wanted me back then. I wasn't very good, and I didn't know how to do this voice acting thing. I can tell you a little bit. Let me switch out of this thing so like, it's funny. There's so many different aspects of voice acting Like when you're doing a trailer, like a movie trailer, you read exactly what they tell you to do. You don't deviate. Like, hey, I got a funny line that might go here. Like they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars putting that thing together, and you just come in and you just read what you're supposed to. Same thing with TV promos. They've put everything together, all the cuts from the show and the music, and then when you get your script, it's like it's like the script says tonight on ABC, and it's like 1.3, so you have to say it in 1.3 seconds. So it's like tonight on ABC, and then the next line is like a mystery like no other. They want that in like 2.2 seconds, so you're like a mystery like no other, and then catch it tonight at 8 o'clock. Only on ABC, 3.8 or maybe 4.1. Catch it tonight on ABC. So like everything has to be done very specifically. Commercial work, if you get hired to do commercials, I'd say like 99% of the time, you're supposed to do exactly what the script says. Every once in a while, and I was trying it a little early in my career. Every once in a while, I'd like try and go off script and give them something that I thought was funny, and they're like, yeah, they don't want to crush your sensitive little fragile voiceover actor ego. So they'll be like, yeah, sure, let's try a couple more with the actual script. But every once in a while you'll do something that they might appreciate, they might think is pretty cool. But in radio voiceovers, all the people that hire you, they say like ad libs encouraged. We love ad libs, and so they send you a copy, and then if you go off the copy, if you react to the thing that they wrote, or you have something funny to say on the side, they really appreciate it, and it's a little more of your personality that becomes the personality of the station. And yeah, when Rockin' 101 WHMH St. Cloud, Minnesota hired me, they weren't just hiring me for just my reads and my voice, but I got to throw a little bit of my personality into their imaging as well, and that was like super exciting for me to be paid to represent the whole radio station like that. So yeah, I think that was, if not one of my first voiceover jobs. Let's see what else we got. Bullet.
Felix Bessina 6234. Like spaghetti? 5 of 23.
Do I like spaghetti? Like, who doesn't like spaghetti? Right? I feel like, is that the best pasta? Is the best pasta spaghetti? Or I don't know if it is. I don't like angel hair pasta. Not a fan of angel hair pasta. For some reason, it just feels like squashiness in my mouth. I like spaghetti if it's got like a little bit of hardness to it. Hold on. No, it's 6:37. When did I start that? I think I started at like 5:30. I like it. What's it called? Is that al dente? Is al dente soft or hard? I forget. But I like spaghetti if it's a little bit hard, but I also like the spirals. I like spiral pasta. That's good pasta. Let's see what else we got.
Bullet. Alex Rayleigh 1987. Do you ever regret unboxing a package? 7 of 23.
Oh, there was two, I guess. One of them was that stupid hot thing that I ate with the 7-pot primo pepper ice cream sandwich inside of it.
Joni BC said al dente.
So is al dente? Is that al dente? Is that that's the way I like it? Like not cooked all the way through, not like super squashy, or is that when it is super squashy? I think it's the not super squashy. So yeah, when I ate that stupid hot thing, but there was one that was just like straight up mean because I wasn't. Well, I guess that one was also straight up mean. But
Good asks, what about eating the crickets?
Oh, the crickets were. Those weren't bad, like, because I didn't know what they were.
At Joni BC said al dente means to the tooth.
It
should have a bit of firmness.
Okay, then that's the way I like it. I like my spaghetti al dente.
8292 said, do you use smart glass for the blind?
Sometimes. I mean, they're not.
So Hapekershi 631 said hi.
Said hi. What's going on? Hi, back at you. I'm a cold-blooded chiller. I think that's what my shirt says tonight. The glasses aren't like super reliable, so I use them in certain circumstances. But if it's important, I just ask a person. Until AI becomes 100% reliable, I'm not going to rely on those things for anything important. The crickets, like after I ate the crickets, I was like, gross. But I didn't know what they were at the time, so it wasn't necessarily super gross. But the one that I think was like the worst, that I regret the most, is I remember I opened up a little, just a tiny little thing, and I could have sworn it was going to be like a perfume or something. I don't know. I thought it was going to be a scent. Nisha had given me some, what was it called? Blunt spray, and it smelled like cotton candy. And I thought that was like delicious. I loved it. I thought that was super good. So I sprayed this stuff that came, and it ended up being fart spray, which sounds kind of funny. But the fart spray, I don't know if you guys have ever smelled fart spray before, but it's brutal. Like it's crazy, like it's beyond bad. And I smartly, luckily, sprayed it on my hand as opposed to just like spraying it into the air of my booth. I think if I sprayed it in the air of my booth, I don't think I ever would have gotten the smell out of there. It was that bad. And then like I had it on my hand. I felt like I was gonna have to like sandpaper that
At
layer of skin off.
69 said hi from man.
Hi from man. Back at you, man. If they sell that stuff like on Amazon at joke stores and probably Spencer's and stuff like that.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How you guys doing tonight? Talking about the worst thing.
said, were you using the smart glass when you had the juice?
When I had the juice,
it claimed it was orange, but I think you said it was pineapple.
Yeah. I was using the Meta. I had the Meta Oakley Vanguard glasses on. I was asking it what the juice was, and it kept saying orange juice, but it was banana pineapple or pineapple. Yeah, banana pineapple was way off. Yeah, that's why I don't trust those stupid things. But yeah, the fart spray. Holy cow, man! Like, get that for someone you like hate, like, because it's really it's not just like, it kind of smells like a fart. Like it smells like rancidly bad, like horrible, terrible, and it literally, like, I couldn't get the smell off my hand. And even though it just was like in the air for half a second in my booth, I ended up spraying different air sprays in there. I had fans blowing out of the booth for 48 hours just because it like was in the air for half a second. And that one, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the person didn't know how horrible it was going to be. Maybe they didn't anticipate fart spray being as brutal as it was, but it was definitely.
And Beard1 Asting said if this gets read out for you. But man, you are very fortunate. Thanks for all you do.
No, not sure a lot of people have called me
fortunate. Tetriscat 135 said LMAO. I wonder why at Joni BC.
But I'm glad. I'd be curious to know why they think I'm fortunate.
Absurd Sage said 2 nights of Pete live in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I always do
Lucky
Tuesday
day.
and Wednesday. And
at B Spidey said partying face emoji.
Partying face emoji. See, that's why emojis are lame for me. It just says like partying face emoji. Like that's not that exciting. I'd rather see the partying face emoji. Have you guys come across Gemmojis? I blindly like tried to make them. I had no idea what I was making, obviously visually, but I apparently on the iPhone you can make a Gemmoji, and I guess I took my face and then it like inserted like a cartoon version of my face in like a partying pose or something like that. And then I put my face and it did like a sleepy pose or something like that. I don't know what they are, and I've sent them to people and no one's ever responded, so I don't even know what the heck they are exactly. As to the person saying I was fortunate, I mean, yeah, I'm fortunate to be born, to be living, to be here, to be surrounded by friends, to have the opportunity to talk to all you guys. And
Cabbage Patches said love from Israel blind surfer flag emoji smiling face
all
with
over
hearts
the place
emoji
tonight.
Smiling face with hearts emoji smiling face with
Hearts emoji smiling face with hearts emoji smiling face. Oh, flag emoji. I guessed and I guessed wrong. What's up way over there in Israel?
7277 asks, do you think it's offensive when sighted people play blind people in movies?
No, it's not offensive.
At Joni BC said the kids I take care of are evil with that stuff.
With the fart spray? No. I don't think it's offensive. It's not like, I mean, like how many blind actors are out there? I had one out in L.A. said he was in an episode, I think of This Is Us or something like that. I mean, we're gonna have like me and 3 other people play all the blind people because we're the only ones with experience. Like it would be hard for a blind person to do what Matt Murdock and Daredevil does. Like he needs eyesight to do all those stunt scenes. Although I say needs, I feel like if you put enough time and practice and energy into it, if it was fully choreographed, that's something I totally wanted to do. Like when my channel was like running super hot and I wanted to like hook up with a Hollywood stuntman and see if I could do a stunt scene as a blind guy, like, block. Like I had martial arts training. I studied Kung Fu for a long time. I know all the moves. I'm pretty athletic. It would have been cool if almost like a dance, like they told me, like follow these exact steps of this choreography, this dance, and you could do a fight scene. But it would be a lot more difficult than having a sighted person do it. So the actor that plays Matt Murdock and Daredevil. Like, I don't care that he's not blind. And the girl that's the star of the show, In the Dark, I actually think she does a pretty fantastic portrayal of a blind girl. So I don't have any issues with that. However, if everybody out there in the world would like to say that only blind people should play blind people on TV, make sure to say that you'd like me to do it. It would be cool to get out of the voiceover booth and do some regular straight up acting. I feel like before I die, and I don't know if I'll ever have the time to do this, but I would love to, not only would I love to do something on camera in like a film or a TV show, but I would like to play a sighted person. Like, I mean, yeah, if someone's going to be like, hey, let's hire that blind surfer guy to be a blind guy I wouldn't turn it down, but I think it'd be super cool. Like, what a feat of acting it would be if I could play a sighted person in a film or a television show. Like, I feel like I could pull it off. I mean, hell, half the comments from new people that catch my videos are being like, he's faking. So I'm already faking people out. So yeah, if I could do that intentionally and fake people out in a TV show or film, that'd be a lot of fun.
It would be awesome.
It would be awesome. That'd be totally awesome. What was I in the middle of? Oh, I was in the middle of the questions that I didn't get to last night. Hold on, let me press that button and get back over to that screen.
Johnny BC said, I agree with you about the actor from In the Dark.
Yeah, she
did a fantastic job.
She did a really fantastic job. That girl's super. She was like a former.
Ellen Sweet 8292 said, do you walk outside by yourself sometimes?
Yeah, I go outside by myself sometimes. Sometimes I feed myself. Sometimes I put my own clothes on by myself. It's a crazy thing that I can go do stuff by myself. Yeah, the girl that played, I forget the character name, the girl that played the star of In the Dark. I think she's like 6'1" or 6'2", and she was like a former college basketball player. She's also in what's the show? There's another show where she's the daughter of a head football coach. Oh, what's the name of the show? It's on Hulu, and the name of the show is the name of the star quarterback. But she's really good in that show too. Bullet.
David K9B5U. How did you react when you first became blind? 9 of 23.
Another brilliant question, David. How did I react when I first became blind? I just snorted because that was such a good question. How did I react when I first became blind? I was like, wow, cool. How awesome. I get to be blind. That's great. That's good stuff right there. Hold on. I have to deactivate this thing. Hold on.
Now, Shopify. Action required on your Shopify
store. Oh, please. Oh, man. So many issues with that. Trying to working on setting up a new business, and it's just nothing but work. There's always something to do. Yeah, man. Like, how do you think you react when you you go blind? Like, how would you react? Like, how would you react if you lost a limb or went deaf or got in a motorcycle accident? You feel like you'd be excited about it? Like, no, it's not awesome. The answer is I was not happy about
Message
it.
content. Charlie Rune B8 bullet.
I lost my place because I checked
Daisy
that other
Duchess.
thing.
How did you cope with bullet? Charlie Rune B8K bullet.
Hold
David
on.
K9B5U. How did you react when you
that's
first
the guy asking how I reacted.
Charlie Rune B8K. Do
Charlie,
you like sharks?
do I
So
like
what's your
sharks?
favorite? I personally love black tip reef sharks.
I think I
11 of
answered that
23.
one. I don't know what a black tip reef shark is, but I don't like them. I don't want them to eat me. If I don't bother them, hopefully they won't bother me. But I feel like a hammerhead shark is kind of cool. I feel like
Jacob Yates 6417
Whoa.
said, I would rather go blind than deaf. I could not stand being in silence.
yeah, a lot of people say that, but like I disagree with
Jacob
that.
Yates
Hard.
6417 said, I would rather go blind than deaf.
No, I take a hard disagree on that. I really do. I feel like if you're a fully sighted, fully hearing person, and you woke up the next morning and you were deaf, you could still get to your bathroom and find your toothbrush and brush your teeth. You could get in the shower. You could handle that. You could pick out your clothes. If you worked on a computer, even if you didn't, if you were like a construction worker or an electrician, or basically, you could go out into the world and perform all those tasks. You could get yourself to the job place. You could look at your emails. You could, go out by yourself. You could read the menu at a restaurant. You could sit down and have a meal by yourself. You could pay the bill by yourself. You'd have all sorts of independence. And yeah, it would suck. So many people, oh, it'd be so hard not to hear. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't wish deafness on anybody, but like, this is a visual world. Don't get it mixed up in your noggin and think like, oh, I couldn't live without music. Like, that's a luxury. Like, the ability to function in this world is based on eyesight. It's all your independence, all your ability to do things on your own. Most jobs these days, most interactions is all visual. It's all, this is, we are highly visual people. And I don't know. I mean, I've posted that video a handful of times, and I've had deaf people be like, "Oh yeah, I'd way rather be deaf." I mean, so if you take that same circumstance, like I just walked you through, if you were deaf, all the things you could do. If you woke up one morning and you were blind, you would S your pants. You wouldn't know how to find the bathroom, let alone how to finish wiping. Whatever you did for a living, with very rare circumstance, you would be unemployed immediately. You wouldn't be able to drive yourself to the hospital to ask them what's going on. You probably wouldn't be able to find your cell phone. You wouldn't even know how to use your cell phone unless you found it and turned on text to speech, which I showed you how to do last night. If a fully sighted person woke up fully blind the next morning, that would be just 100% panic inducing. Not to say you wouldn't be panicked if you woke up deaf, but like at least you could still function and try and go about your day and do some things. That's my strong opinion on that
Jacob
one.
Yates 6417 said good point.
Thank you. Good point / good rant,
BC
Pete.
said Raina. He did a series of videos about fast food that were kind of funny.
I did a whole series of we did a blind guy taste test series. Brooks was filming it. It was one of the handful of times that I've been too injured to surf, and we were still trying to put out a bunch of videos. So I was putting out a blind guy taste test. It was like Whopper versus Big Mac, Wendy's versus Arby's. If you type in blind guy taste test on YouTube, and they're long forms too. There's some long form ones. Bullet.
Daisy Duchess, how did you cope with losing Super Dog? I'm a dog trainer by trade, and I just lost my training partner dog. Super Dog was both freedom and friend. How did you cope in the moment? 13 of 23.
I don't know if I coped very well. I don't think I coped very well with losing Super Dog. I don't even know how much I want to revisit this, but just to answer quickly, I was very much into filming. The channel was very popular. I filmed every day, and I kind of filmed Super Dog's last day. There's a video I made called Super Dog's Final Adventure, and I put it together right after I lost him. And it was really just, whenever people are going through something difficult in their life, I always tell them, stay busy, keep busy. If you ever go through a breakup, it's like, focus on work, don't focus on the breakup. And I made the video, and millions of people have seen that. It's like 60 million views now, and I couldn't get it together. I couldn't get myself together. I was crying during the video. I think the first line was, it's the first time I'm going to do one of these, and Super Dog won't be waiting for me outside that door when I'm done. So I kept myself busy with work for a day or two, and then after that, it was just this gaping hole of loss that I couldn't find a way to fill, as Super Dog really was. Service Dog it's an extension of you, and he, I had him from the time he was a little puppy, got him in 2012. And he grew up with me. We were never apart, ever apart. The only time we were ever separated was when I flew out here to San Diego, when I was living in Boston. Otherwise, he was by my side all the time. And he knew I'd lost my eyesight, and, he became my guide dog and really just read me well and reacted to me well, and was like totally in my head. And losing him and losing that ability to like walk out and have him guide me and lead me and keep me safe. I didn't deal with it super well. It was very hard. Time heals, as they say with that one. We got Steve, and that wasn't super helpful. I mean, I love Steve now, I do, but it didn't help. It's like getting another one didn't help. As much as I grew to love Steve, it didn't make me miss Super Dog less. I still missed him a lot. The anniversary of his death is actually this Saturday. I try not to remember that, but I can't not remember it. But I tried to celebrate the anniversary of his birthday, which was March 18th, 2012. So when he was born. That's a hard one to answer. I said I'd answer them all. Bullet.
Alex Rayleigh 1987. Do you ever wish you could try to save someone from going blind? 15 of 23.
I mean, it's not like an active, do I ever wish I could try and save someone from going blind? I mean, I don't like walk around being like, da 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 da, the anti-blind superhero. It's not something I'm like actively thinking about, I don't think. But if something I could do would prevent someone from going blind, then yeah, I'd be happy to help.
Bullet.
Let's see what else we got here.
Alex Rayleigh 1987. How
Alex.
do you know what you're putting on? Shirts and pants? 17 of 23.
I've done a bunch of videos about that. Like I can feel, like I knew this one, the cold-blooded chiller shirt. Not only from the feel of what's on it, but the consistency of the shirt. I remember this shirt. It's black, as it was described to me. I think it's white, it says cold-blooded chiller, and I think it has like a skeleton on a beach chair, relaxing, having a drink or something like that. I generally, you know, I ask what my shirts are. I have them to describe to me, and then I feel them and I put it in my head. But, you know, worst comes to worst. You know, people are, it's a lot of times people are like, are you all alone? Like, how do you function? Like if I need help, you know, I can ask Banana. We live together. We're married. You know, I could also ask the smart glasses, you know, what it is. And if that fails, I could ask Be My Eyes. I could have a volunteer on the other end and be like, hey, what clothes do I have on? There's usually pretty simple answers to a lot of the questions people ask.
Bullet. La_Mate_Y
Lamateo.
_Curry_Sissa. Has anyone ever sent you a physical eggplant like the veggie?
Ah,
I know people have
jeez.
sent you phallic-shaped items, but what about phallic-shaped fruits and veggies? 19 of 23.
No, I don't want someone to send me vegetables. I want to get vegetables mailed to me. That'd be super weird. Like, you know, a lot of times I can't open the boxes right away. And if they were sitting there for a long time, I'd just have like rotten fruit. No one has ever mailed me a eggplant for a unboxing. And I don't want one. I don't encourage anybody to send me fruit or vegetables because, like I said, a lot of times I don't get to those things right away. So eventually it'd just be like some rotten thing in the bottom of a
Raisin Hearty.
box.
Is it skunk or skunk? 21 of 23.
Oh, last night at first, this is the very end of the show last night. I started to wrap things up. I'm like, I think Banana's cooking. I started to smell something like very faintly, and then all of a sudden it started to get like really stinky. I'm like, oh, I think it's skunk. And right as I hit end stream, I got up and I hit the button and said end stream. Banana comes like into the room. She's like, oh, good, you finished. She's like, close the windows. Her and Steve and Skylar were outside, and some skunk just blew ass all over the place. And it just stank. And it was coming into the house. And I jumped up and closed the one window that's open in this room, and we all hid inside. I'd mentioned during the show last night, Superdog had a kill count. He got a bunch of skunks. I mean, he kind of got the worst of it a handful of times. He got hit in the face a couple times by skunks, and their skunkiness actually caused some damage in one of his tear ducts. His tear ducts became scarred. So for like the last 2 or 3 years of his life, it'd walk up to me 6-7 times a day. I'd have to put my thumb on the inner part of his right eye and pull out a little booger because he had a totally scarred and damaged tear duct. But he killed the skunks he got in contact with, but they did take a bit of a toll on him after a while because that skunk spray is brutal. And that's what it was. That's what it was out here last night. Skunk spray.
La_Mate_Y_Sissa. Why shave his bod? 23 of 23.
Why shave his butt?
Toolbar. Archive. Button.
I don't. What is that a question? Whose butt are we shaving? I don't think I know what's going on with that one. That is a question that was very out of context. Oh crap! I think I did. Oh no! I killed the text lady. Hold on. I gotta. Uh-oh. I have to reactivate the whole chat lady. Chat lady is going to have to come back online because I broke her. Hold on, everybody. I don't know if you guys are still there or if I'm just talking to myself. This is the phone where all the chat messages come from, and when I clumsily doink it with my finger, then skip to current message, repeat message.
Says, LOL, I want to send him some battle ranks, but mailing those is likely illegal in Cali.
Yeah, mailing something. They want to mail me something gross.
420 says, I love the unboxing vids.
Everybody loves the unboxing vids, and talk about just like something that I did not mean to do. Like that was just a total like I got.
Repeat message.
There we go. Hold on.
I am Magoo says we still got you here, Pete.
All right. Well, now I got you guys back too. So we're even. I turned off the air conditioning here, and I should not have done it because it is hot in here again.
Stinky says, how you doing, man? Are you okay?
No way is your name Stinky, Stinky, Poopy, Stinky. Is that actually your username? That's quite the username. I'm pretty good. Last night I went for like 2 hours last night.
6417 says, I gotta go to bed. Good night, brother man. Waking up at 3:40 a.m. It's 9:57 p.m. right now. Tomorrow is my Friday.
Yeah, that is
Magoo says no battle rangs like what Batman throws.
Oh, batarangs. Okay. Yeah, like what Batman throws. What do they say? 3:45 wake up time? I was talking about being a traffic reporter last night.
That was 3D Goose 420 says, say what, lol.
Say what? Twisted Goose? Another one of the geeks
HS
out
Hype
there.
says hi.
What up, HS Hype? You were here last night for like almost the whole thing, I think. What did I do with this thing?
Stinky PP says ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's quite the name.
6:59 p.m.
6:59 p.m. Oop, oop, oop. Speech volume. Speaking rate. 80%. That's where I usually like to keep it between 80 and 90.
Sunrose8 says, hey Pete, sorry if it's a weird question, but do you consciously avoid talking about politics? Not a criticism. I am glad there's at least a few spaces on the internet where that's not front and center.
Yeah, I mean, I don't talk about it in my personal life, especially these days. I mentioned before, I was a kid in the 80s, and I remember the adults, like, if someone was on one side of the aisle and someone else on the other side of the aisle, at worst, it was like a funny joke, like, ah, ha, ha, you voted for da-da-da, or like, like, that was the worst it would get back in the 80s. And these days, it's, families are writing each other off. Family members don't talk to each other. Friend groups form over politics. There's literally nothing good that comes from talking about, what could come from talking to politics? I mean, especially me doing a live show. And I'll tell you, most of these goofballs talking about politics, and I've mentioned this before, and I don't mean to come off mildly arrogant about it, but I work for so many actual news organizations where I get a lot of insight. I'm ahead of a lot of the stories just because of nature of my work. I've got a lot of insight into national and worldwide news. And so when I do pop on and listen to these other streamers talking about politics, I'm like, you're literally getting your information from X. Like, you don't actually know anything. You're just coming up with controversial takes for the sake of it. I feel like if I wanted to do a big hard pivot, I could take a lot of the news information that I've got. I could put it out there. I could pick one side. I could, polarize my audience and make half the people jump on board with what I'm saying and the other half jump on the other side, and the algorithm to get all excited that people are, but I don't want to do that. I did not sign up for social media to just generate noise. And to me, that's what political streamers and content creators are doing these days. Very, 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 very few of them are actually bringing you any useful information. They're just generating noise and slop and arguments and just putting people on one side of the aisle or the other. So politics, religion, I will definitely
stream and rejoined. I did not see the first one.
Avoid that. I wonder what that was. So that is why I do not talk about that. Let's see. I did say we have a
at HS Hype says just don't talk a lot but always here.
At HS_hype tipped $4.99 through Super Chat. Just don't talk a lot but always here.
Oh, that's very nice. I appreciate that. I've had a couple of people in the comments that I try to recognize people that I hear in the comments regularly. There's one person who comments every day, and they comment, it's like hugging people emoji, heart emoji, hugging people heart emoji. And the way that my text says their name, it's like, it sounds like it's saying Satan. But the person is very, very nice, and they're always dropping comments, and so they're watching the stuff and supporting my stuff. And I'm like, your comment's a little bit weird. That was a super chat, by the way. If you do a super chat, it'll read it out loud to me. That's $3 or more on YouTube, or 200 bits on Twitch. I feel like Twitch is a little quiet tonight. I could pop over there. But I told Banana that I would be wrapping up shortly after 7 o'clock. I got on at 6:30. We got a visitor from out of town. It is going out to grab Mexican food night tonight. So I'm looking forward to that.
At Hunter Cooler R3, I says hi.
Hi, Hunter Cooler R3. And that's funny. It made it sound funny. It said
at
like,
HS Hype says thank you, Joni BC.
Yeah, thank you, Joni BC, for whatever you did to HS Hype and their generous donation.
At Joni BC says Satansatan is a username of one of your followers.
So is it actually?
At WM3LR says watched your content since COVID and it inspired me to work on an app for my college capstone to try and create a free iOS app that could help the blind community in navigating unfamiliar spaces.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I appreciate that.
At Emery Guarnera says at Megask7 added text to speech on his time. Sunrose8 says I remember the shirt someone sent you with your face all over it. You have to use it for your birthday. Hope you are having a good night.
That's a good idea.
At
I should wear that on my birthday.
420 says yummy. I love Mexican food.
Smart thinking.
At DAWM3LR says I studied in San Diego and always hoped someday to catch you near the beaches to show you since you were a big inspiration to me attempting that project.
Wow, that's did you finish the project or you just attempt it? And Joni, is the username actually Satan? Like I feel like that's a weird
Emery
username.
Guarnera says, "What's your favorite music?"
Especially because the person is so like friendly and nice. It's kind of a strange username for a nice person.
420 says, "I've supported for a long while as well now."
Thank you. I started.
HS Hype says she thanked me, so I thanked that person back.
There you go. She thanked me. There's just thanks going all around. I started the channel in 2020, and it was the Blind Surfer channel. And what was it? March, April of that year is when they shut down the beaches. They made it so like we couldn't even go to the beaches anymore. So in the early and middle part of 2020, I was doing like a bunch of skateboard. I was like, oh great, I started the Blind Surfer channel, and I'm like skateboarding. I'm doing like balance beam tricks. I was doing rock climbing. I was doing all sorts of stuff. Basically anything that wasn't skateboarding, because they wouldn't, or everything that wasn't surfing, because they wouldn't let us go to the beaches. I thought the channel was doomed. I was like, oh man, good timing. I just started a Blind Surfer channel, and now I'm not allowed to go to the beach and surf anymore. It took a few months before they even let us go down to the beach anymore. I kind of thought that was crazy, because like no one's near each other while they're surfing, but them's were those times. And that's when I started the channel.
Ferrisner 7302 says sometimes names autocorrect.
Well,
Shark Loverboy says 2020. Wow, I remember watching you then.
Yeah, that was my very first year.
DAWM3LR says we did 3 years of development and worked with members of the local blind community to test and improve it from their perspective. It's still in the works last I checked. Does image recognition and more.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Monster Jam Overdriven says I found your channel when Super Dog died.
Yeah, a lot of people found me at that point, and I had like I won't go over it again, but I had like this weird like guilt complex about.
420 says it's a great channel, everything you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I had this like guilt, like I put the video out about him just because I felt like I had to as part of my coping mechanism. Then all of a sudden I realized I got like 200,000 subscribers because of that video. And I was like, oh man, like I traded subscribers for my dog. And I felt like a horrible human being, but I came to realize that's not what I was doing. Let's see.
Here says, if your power is surfing, what are you without it? Socrates, probably.
My power is surfing.
HS Hype says, okay, thanks.
Surfing is just like my hobby. I feel like my power is my ability to overcome adversity.
Knox Nuggets 25 says, I love your unboxing videos.
Thank you. My power is you put an obstacle in my way and I will find a way to get around it. Surfing is just a side product of that. I feel like even voice acting is like a side product of that. Yeah, if I had a side power, a superpower, I'd say it's my ability to adapt and overcome. Surfing is fun. Voice acting is fun. Well, voice acting is a living, a career, but it's not an innate thing that I was born with or anything like that.
At Skywolf 6476 says, "Oh my God, it's Megatron." Just kidding, love you, man.
Megatron.
Alan Bristol 3881 says, "I've watched you from the start. I love all your videos."
That's cool.
Sunrose 8 says, "Hey Pete, do you like movies? Is audio description generally good? Do you mind when people ask you if you saw a movie?"
No, the movies, the audio description in movies is getting like really good. I've been able to watch a bunch of movies lately with audio description. The most recent Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I thought was super cool with audio description. I'd have no idea what's going on with them without the audio description. So yeah, I like to tell people like, I watched this movie last night. Audio description, I feel like the people that do it do such a good job, and it's so much work. They describe everything that's going on in every scene the whole time, and it's extraordinarily helpful. I feel like I'm gonna have to like call Banana to see if I should be getting out of here, because I did promise her. Like I said, we got a visitor. Hold on. Text to speech. What do I do? Duck. Phone. I want to go to my favorites, and then I want to. I am dialing it. Let's see what Banana has to say. Should I get out of here? You guys want me to go? There's Banana. Hi, Banana. You're not necessarily on the air, but I'm calling you on the air. Is our visitor here yet?
Nope. Her ETA is 7:20.
All right. So I should wrap up and get out of here in the next 5 or so minutes, so I can be ready.
I think that's a good plan.
Okay, I will try and do that. Say bye to everybody.
Bye.
See you in a while, Banana.
Love you all.
She loves you all. Bye. Oh, I think I just hung up on her. Do you hate that? You ever like someone's like saying something, and you've already tapped the like hang up button. You're like, oh, sorry about that.
Pete is getting chat from 2 YouTube formats: Twitch, Facebook, and sometimes TikTok. It doesn't read everything.
Yeah, I mean it reads it once I press the button. But yeah, I'm multi-streaming because I'm on a whole bunch of different platforms. I'm on YouTube, I'm on TikTok,
At Monster
I'm
Jam
on
Overdriven
Facebook.
says, does it hurt to be blind?
Yeah, hurts.
At Joni BC says, bye, banana.
Makes me sad. I mean,
Sunrose
it's
8
not awesome.
says not to be parasocial, but you are such a cute couple.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, it doesn't physically hurt to be blind, but it's not awesome.
826,364,645,645,645,546
Well, it's a long number. Jeez, that's a lot of numbers.
says, bye bye, banana.
Bye,
Banana.
banana.
Says, have a good one, Pete. Enjoy your company.
Thanks, I am a goo.
Adlin Bristol 3881 says, bye, banana.
I appreciate your guys'
Music
company.
K3K said hi.
I love that you guys come and hang with me.
Says, bruh.
Brah. What up, brah?
6800 says, I'm 25 and getting retina surgery on Monday because I'm losing vision from a detachment. Any advice? HS Hype says, bye, banana.
No. I mean, I don't have any advice other than, like, maybe say a prayer. Think good things. Hope that into reality, like the fact if they can go in there and reattach that
Monster
thing.
Jam Overdriven says, awesome. Squeeze the chicken, squeeze the chicken, squeeze the chicken, squeeze the chicken.
All right. Monster Jam Overdriven.
Says, good night.
Hey, there's LT. All right, I squeezed the chicken.
64,645,645,645,546
God, your username is so long.
says, yeah, there were too many people at the same name as me, so I had to spam a bunch of numbers.
Yeah, you definitely, you nailed that. All right, people. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me.
Says he already did the chicken.
I did the chicken. I did it again. I don't mind squeezing. I don't mind squeezing my chicken a couple times for everybody. I usually try and go out on this view over here, but I'm told I'm not really in view when I'm on that one. So I guess I'll just do this one and stick my face right in the camera. But I don't know. I may come back for a special one on Saturday. My day before birthday party is going to be that day. I might do that. There's like a 25% chance I'll do that one. It's also possible on that day I'm just going to want to chill and relax. But I'll definitely be back next Tuesday. In the meantime, don't forget to head over to Twitch. Grab that Twitch app. Follow me at Pete Gustin. Tomorrow's video that's showing up on YouTube and TikTok, I'm talking about the moment I realized I went blind. Pretty good story. I hope you enjoy it. And until the next time I'm on, I'm going to put up the chat so you guys can yap at each other for a minute or so until I finally shut everything down. But thanks everybody for joining me. Like I enjoy the hell out of this. I really do. It means a lot to me that means a lot to me that you guys come and hang. So
happy birthday.
Have a good night, everybody.
Marnera says Nar. Adlin Bristol 3881 says love ya P. Adlin Bristol 3881 says love ya P. At HS Hype says air hugs. Dankmfangel 420 says night guys. At Jennifer
Tom_96 just
birthday.
followed.
At Jennifer